If you can't tell, the vibes in crypto right now, they're getting immaculate. And as the late to the party lemming copycat you are, of course you've turned to the Alpha, the Omega, the golden god of crypto, the most woke himself. Because you're finally realizing, oh, that jacked good-looking motherfucker who's been screaming there's gonna be a bull run, screaming we're gonna get 2030Xs, heck, been calling them all year, perfectly positioning my cult of future world leaders, the future wealth creators, the future yacht buyers, the future OnlyFans greatest donators for the run that's about to happen. And you're thinking right now, how do I get in on this? It's looking like I'm gonna be too late. But lucky for you, you little incel virgin, you still have time. See, lucky for you, the Alpha KOL, I have no friends. I have no social life. I sit here, I grind, I'm fueled by incel rage. I've evolved. I am the prime form of crypto incel evolution. And so again, lucky for you, the most woke, I'm not in Singapore at 2049. Getting drunk at Sausage Fest, taking pictures with D-less KOLs, acting like I have friends. Ha! This is crypto. I got all my socializing and f***ing out in high school. I don't have time for that. You don't have time for that because right now it's time to lock in. We are on the cusp of the biggest bull run in history. And if you're watching this video right now, you're sitting down right at the prime time because the signs are apparent. Crypto looks like it's about to take off. And the coins that are going to deliver the 10, 20, 30x returns, they're still down. But like a 21-year-old who just popped Viagra and ecstasy, they will not stay down for long. So in this video, I'm going to give you your last shot, your last swing at glory by giving you an overview of what this bull run is about to look like. I'm going to show you where the coins are going to be pumping at. I'm going to show you the sectors that are going to be hot. And like always in this video, I'll be talking about a few coins. I'll be getting into the big chunky ones I think are going to deliver the gains, and then the higher risk ones are going to deliver the woo. But I'm going to be subtle with it and kind of scribble them throughout the video. I'm not going to just sit at the end and list all of them. Because I know a lot of people just come to this channel, they skip to the end of the video and they're like, yeah, coins. And then they leave. And then they don't understand what they're doing. And then they lose all their money. So I'm going to snibble these throughout the video. So you just gotta pay attention. You gotta actually come and watch the content. You gotta put up with this piece of shit for another 20 minutes. And I'm gonna give you a roadmap you can use right now and absolutely maximize this bull run. Because once this starts, you frankly, realistically, jokes aside, even intro aside, you're not gonna have time. If you looked at how every bull run in history has worked, people are all flicking their tits, thinking,
I'll buy lower, I'll get in when it looks bullish.
And then it's too late. And by talking about it, I mean, lay it out in this video. And by laying it out in this video, I mean, I'm going to lay out these things. We're going to talk about where the market's at right now. We're going to talk about how this bull run is likely to look. And then we're going to talk about the sectors and coins that are thriving, pulsating, ready to pump right now. And if you so choose, if your testosterone will allow, if your wife, girlfriend who dominates your life finally lets you have a moment of peace, you may rise to the level of the Alpha Omega KOL. Actually, you'll never get to this level. But you could be a really, really efficient groupie. You could be my groupie and raise to the level of incel, friendless, crypto, degenerate, born-again virgin, which is what I want to help you do here. Because sitting in your house in a hoodie, all by yourself at 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning, waving a gun around, this is where you want to be. This is what you want your kids to look back on and be like, Dad was a fucking loser, but at least he made money in crypto. But for real, let's talk about the bull. It's going to be huge. Let me bring up my computer. And away we go. So if we're going to look at this crypto bull run and take it seriously, you need to understand what's happening in the markets right now. And I'm going to tell you what's happening in the markets, and you should really listen because I'm always right about everything. I said Bitcoin would never go below 60K, and it looks like I finally called it right here. You're looking at the guy who called the last time Bitcoin will ever go under 60K. You better hope you're here before I call 70K. But on a serious note, I did call the recent lows on Twitter. I've been pointing out these really juicy opportunities all year. You should be following me at ZSS Becker on Twitter. That's where you get the earliest updates, the coins I'm looking at, my thoughts on the market much sooner. And the posting is, But for real, follow me there. It takes me forever to make these videos. And so everyone's getting really excited about crypto. And I really would encourage you on a serious note, character aside, watch my last video because that's a really realistic look at what the bull run is likely to do. That's my God's honest prediction. And I'll link to that at the end of this video. But I want to give you a quick little overview, recap of what's about to happen. Because On a serious front right here, first off, this is not financial advice. Why are you watching this channel for financial advice? What about this channel makes you think, hey, this is where I should get my investing tips? Stop it. Leave. Never invest in crypto. We're going to lose all of our money. 95% of people that get into crypto, they lose all their money. Look, if you're even semi-new to this, I guarantee later this year it's going to get super high, and I'm going to dump with everybody else. I'm going to savagely turbo dump all my coins because my goal here is to leave in profit. And you're just going to get turbo mad at me because you don't know what you're doing, and then yell at your dog, and then claim crypto's a scam for the rest of your life. You should just cut to the chase and not do that. You should just leave this channel. That's your warning. When you get mad, I will post this clip saying I told you so. But for the few of you that still want to sit here and gamble with your life savings, we got the content for you, you piece of shit. So on that note, we're looking at a cataclysmic bull run right here. Do I know if this is going to happen in the next few weeks or months? No, but it's very likely. And the risk right here is being unexposed. What does that mean? All right, if we get a bull run right here, from this point right here, and you're in alts, 20, 30Xs are going to rain from the sky. If it's anything like past crypto bull runs, they're going to rain from the sky. And we're looking at the most liquidity coming into crypto ever. So things that get out of control. So the upside right here is 20, 30Xs. It's outrageous. The downside here is that we have to wait longer. There are three things that can happen right now. One, we could have a nuclear bull run like I just talked about. Two, absolutely nothing happens for another 6 months. Three, we get a big recession, everything nukes. In my opinion, 1 and 2 are pretty damn likely. Number 3, I don't think we're at the recession point right now. There's so much money sidelined. There's so many people waiting to get into all markets. There is money being printed right now. In terms of assets, I don't see a recession happening. So what do I mean when I say the risk is to the downside? If you are sidelined right now, if you are not in crypto, missing out on gains like this, not just in crypto, but all assets, will leave you in a much lower income class, societal class, than everybody who's investing in assets right now, which is not actually a lot of people. There's more money sidelined and people being like, I'll wait for the recession and buy lower. That's what Warren Buffett's doing. Warren Buffett is not buying crypto ever. Warren Buffett is 95 years old, I think. I don't know. Editor, please fact check me here. Warren Buffett is 163 years old. He's not taking risk. If you're like me and you have another couple years on this planet, at least 2, you got to take risk. And so the risk here is missing out on this. Not particularly the 2 negative outcomes I listed, where 1, if nothing happens the next 6 months, oh well, okay, we're just going to sit around and shit post on Twitter a little bit longer. If a recession happens, shit, Bitcoin's going down to 30,000 something dollars like that. Our alts will get wiped out. But losing 50%, 60% of our money here, again, you shouldn't be investing with your entire life savings. I don't do that. You don't do that. Losing that small chunk of money that we're gambling here is not going to kill us. That's my view on it. And so we're looking at a market right now. Let's talk about the actual market and what I think is about to happen. And then we'll get into those juicy coins. Go crack yourself a beer, light up a cigarette, because this is going to be unbearable. Just going to have to suffer through. So now let's talk about the market. And like I said, I'm going to scribble in some coins and things I'm looking at and chunks of the industry I think are going to pop. But let's look at the market, okay? So as you know, on this channel, I always look at Bitcoin as my judge of how the entire market's going to go. If Bitcoin's dumping, everything's going to be dumping. If Bitcoin is going up to $80,000, $90,000, we're going to see cataclysmic alt runs. So we're looking at Bitcoin right now at 63K with institutions buying in. We're looking at Bitcoin right now with countries buying in. We're looking at Bitcoin right now with Trump wanting to throw the United States dollar behind it. We're looking at crypto right now with all these huge things happening and it's still being in a fear level. You can see the fear greed index is at neutral. Imagine when this thing gets the big bulging erection green. It's going to be ridiculous. And in my opinion, I think the price is being smothered. I realize that is what every idiot says before the market takes a massive dump. So please screenshot that, quote me, and use that to add to your Every Time Alex Becker Was Wrong compilation. I'm sure those get a lot of views. Using the Alpha Sigma KOL, instant way to get clicks on YouTube. It's no problem. I don't mind. But that's what I think is going on, because right now the price action is just ridiculous. But you're not seeing crypto in the news. You're not seeing crypto search volume reflecting what we've seen in past bull runs. You're seeing crypto searches, crypto views, crypto clicks at rock bottom lows. This means the mass public has no interest in crypto right now. You look at how Coinbase is issuing Bitcoin and how they're selling Bitcoin. They're not doing it on the markets and books. They're doing it privately, or they're doing IOUs, which tells me that institutions are trying to buy as much as they possibly can. These institutions do not play fair. They come in and be like, oh, okay, guys, we're just going to pump the price while everybody's already bought in. No, they want to stuff as much of this as they can, then stuff it all over the news and pump the hell out of it, especially when the money printer turns back on, which it is, especially when rates get lower again, which it is. And so the opportunity here, if I'm right about those things, is just stupid. Now, right now, if you're in the markets, a lot of people have been giving me poop about altcoins being down 80%. Quick history lesson on how altcoins work. If you hold altcoins from lows and you want to hold them to the absolute tops, let's look at BNB right here. So I'm not going to zoom in right here because I like to keep the content quality here nice and low and keep you kind of guessing at what I'm saying. Great for watch time. But if we look at BNB right here, during the 2017 run all the way up to where it peaked out at, this coin went and actually did from $1 to $32. So it did a 32x. At this point, everyone was exhausted. They're like, there's no way this coin can go higher. Then the thing took an 80% dive down to $10 almost, somewhere around here. It's like, there it is. And then people thought, oh, it's dumb. It's you should have sold up here. How stupid of you to hold this back. And then it went and did a little almost 20x from its last all-time high. If you're looking at altcoins, if you're playing in altcoins, the coins that we like to dive into on this channel because we actually like to make money. You don't make money in Bitcoin, okay? As much as people want to tell you, you make money in the silly, dirty red light district altcoins. And what you need to understand is we bought the lows in November, which is very similar to this right here, okay? And then we held up, and now we're down like 60, 70% on some coins. Now, not every coin that we got into is going to come back. This is the essence of high-risk trading, but a lot of them are. And if you want to hold to these levels right here, if your goal is to do this, is to buy coins at lows and then wait for a turbo bull run, on the way to the turbo bull run, you're going to see 60, 70%, 80% dips. We saw it literally in the biggest coin. You're going to see it in the little high-risk coins we like to play in. So what's probably going to happen here, as we get up to the election, Bitcoin's going to charge because it looks like Trump is going to win and everybody thinks Trump is good for Bitcoin. Now, I'm not going to get into politics here, but if you're voting for Kamala Harris, you're voting for your own personal seppuku when it comes to crypto investing. If you invest and trade in coins like this and you're voting for 45% capital gains and 25% unrealized tax, that is like being a guy that goes to orgies and investing in an anti-condom campaign. No. You don't get to have that as a hobby and keep those beliefs. You need those condoms. Trust me. Same thing. But that's as deep as I'm going to get into the politics right here. By all means, let's not talk about staying in permanent wars and flipping elections with illegal immigration and censoring free speech. Those things aren't important. Who cares about those? Making memes illegal in California. These are completely normal things that you should support behind your political party. It's completely fine. So regardless, people think Trump is going to win and that's going to be good for Bitcoin. But here's a flip side to this that people don't want to hear. If Kamala wins, it's also probably good for Bitcoin because they're going to destroy the dollar. They're going to get back to printing. They're going to fund and launder all the things that they've been trying to do. And just like we saw with COVID, asset prices are going to pump. So I think we're looking at a pump either way. Just one requires the destruction of our currency. Another is based around the economy actually doing well. Either way is great for us, though. We made a lot of money in COVID. If COVID and inflation and the irresponsible money printing hadn't happened, the whole entire last bull run wouldn't have been so crazy. On the flip side, if Kamala does win, your goal is to make as much money as fast as possible, get the heck out of the United States. So if Kamala wins, your goal is to make as much money as possible before we just nuke everything. But either way, we can make a lot of money here. And so I think as we lead up to election, we're going to see Bitcoin start to pump. And as Bitcoin gets to $80,000, $90,000, these coins down here are going to start going parabolic. I think particularly Solana, AVAX are going to do super duper well. So if I was building like a big portfolio just to start off with, and I wanted to be basic and just simple, I just get Solana and AVAX. You know, you could even throw in some meme coins like Doge and get really memey with Cardano. I mean, that's the top tier. I'm just kidding. Don't buy Cardano. No! Unless you're one of those people that likes to go to orgies without condoms. In that case, you're a big fan of AIDS. So, I mean, in that case, you should definitely pick up ADA because it will definitely give it to you that in crypto sense. But for everybody else that wants to keep a clean bill of health, that's really where I would just be looking at. I think Chainlink is finally going to also do very well as well, because what we're looking at too, you have to understand, is that we're going into actual adoption of crypto. All the banking and finance and payment solutions are all looking at Solana for this. Paying $300 for a transaction on Ethereum is, for some reason, finally becoming unpopular. People are finally asking the question, How do we use this technology if it takes 15 minutes to transact and requires $200 per transaction? The golden question we've all been asking for years in crypto is finally becoming relevant. And so I think Solana could go just do very well from here. An $800, $1,000 Solana in peak bull run, I see very easily happen, especially if Ethereum just keeps getting smashed and smashed and smashed, and the blatant brokenness of its technology keeps becoming a bigger topic. In my opinion, there's two places that are going to be really, really big. And that's going to be AI and gaming. I talk about those every video. But the thing I also think you need to keep in mind is that crypto utility is coming back. We had this huge nihilistic meme experience in crypto, but with Solana and things actually being adopted by major companies, for example, one of the biggest games dropping next year is going to be a blockchain game off the grid, which has its own coin. You should be checking that out when it drops. That's going to be on AVAX. So we're seeing gaming companies literally start gaming and putting their technology on mainstream chains. We're starting to see payment solutions putting their stuff on Solana. And as these things happen, things that actually do stuff in crypto are going to start getting bids, overwhelmingly overhyped bids, as people panic and FOMO back into this as all assets pump. And so I think good, boring picks. This is one thing I suggest that no one's going to like, but good old boring picks could get you a nice 10, 15x here. Stuff like Uniswap, Immutable X, which I think is going to lead if gaming pumps, Immutable X is going to do super duper well. Filecoin and just storage solutions. Theta Network and data solutions. Polygon, you have to look at Polymarket. It's probably one of the first mainstream adoption things going on right now. And so I think Polygon will just get a bid regardless of that. And Ethereum is so broken and people are going to be like, Polygon, Polygon, Polygon. And so I think that could make a huge comeback. And then of course, as we get down here, looking at how NVIDIA has performed last year, people are going, AI hype is out of control. I think gaming is going to do very well for a completely different reason. But the hype behind AI is just ridiculous. So if we would just want to get in the big chunky AI coins, Akash is where I'd be going. And if I want to get into big exposure in gaming, I'd just go IMX. And so that portfolio I just listed, if you are not an absolute piece of garbage who's been in crypto the last 5 years, that's what I would do. Because the coins I'm about to get into here in a second, and the industries I'm about to explain, you got to understand the market's flow and what's going on and how people in crypto behave. You're going to get your butt handed to you if you dabble in anything a little bit more risky. If you get into these coins, you're probably still going to get your butt handed to you, but not as bad. And even if you make a lot of mistakes after we pump you, you're probably still leaving some profit. Quant being another fantastic coin in that portfolio that I just listed. So where are we going to pump the hardest? Those right there. Now, another narrative you want to look for is Solana and AVAX, I think, are going to pump very hard. And I think Tron could catch a bid. I don't know how. I don't know where. I don't know why. I think it's going to be maybe a meme coin leader. I don't know. Ugh. This is like watching your cousin in the trailer park who sleeps with his sister and has 15 incest children becoming a billionaire by winning the lottery. I don't like it, but it's happening, all right? It's... But what you want to look at, and a good strategy that's going to work really well in this whole utility hype, is looking at the DEXs and the oracles on these chains, the tools underneath them. So Solana, Radium, the Uniswaps, the chain links on Solana, same thing on Tron. Near is also fantastic too. I think that's all going to do very, very well. I think it's all going to do super duper well. Now, if I'm looking to make cataclysmic amounts of money in crypto, there's two places I think are going to pump, and they're no secret to what they are, but I want to explain them just a little bit more detail for you if you're new here. So AI coins are the most obvious choice here, and this is like that inevitable thing I've been talking about for a while, and it's finally it's at the point where it's almost about to be too late, in my opinion. Because once these things start moving, the market cap is so stupidly, like the market cap of all of it right now is $33 billion. And then most of the coins on here right now are not even AI coins. So it's probably close to $20 billion. And then if you look at the market cap of just Doge, this is like the market cap of one Dogecoin. I don't even think it's the market cap of peak Dogecoin during the last bull run. This thing could go to $1 trillion market cap, no problem with hype following it. Expecting all of the AI crypto industry to be like 1/10 of NVIDIA, that's a little bit overplayed. I don't know what NVIDIA's exact market cap right here because I don't touch that thing. That thing scares me. But expecting it to go even 1/10 of the way to NVIDIA's market cap, easy. And so if I'm looking to just no-brainer impatiently get rich in this bull run, I'm going to be going for AI coins. Now there's go look at my AI video that's linked below this video in the description for a big long list of AI coins. Off the top of my head, if I'm just a beginner getting started, I'm going to get into Near. I'm going to get into Akash. Now, I don't own either of these because I like to live dangerously. But if I'm just a big dodo, that's what I'm getting into. The biggest coin I'm going to be getting into that's large but still small enough to make really good gains, EOS. Echelon Prime that ties into gaming. Oh, super good coin as well. I'm picking Ayaz over it, but both these are really good. If you like the branding and the yellow color right here, and you think this name is cooler than this name, you should definitely go with Echelon Prime. And that's really the primary way you want to invest in crypto. You have to go by the logos and names. That is how you pick the best Ponzi to get into. That is why you don't want to get into Cardano, because the branding, the logo, the name, very lame. It sounds like an unsuccessful Italian restaurant. If they just named it Butt Anal AIDS, it'd be a much better representation of what the coin actually provides. And I think it would have done a lot better, but you know, whatever. I'm not here to help with branding. Mick Cuckenfluff being a very strong second to it. Could you see it? Like, hey man, I just invested in Mick Cuckenfluff. I really identify with it since my wife dates other men. That would have worked so much better for Cardano holders and would have worked so much better for the branding, but they just didn't go with it because, I don't know, I guess they have some ego or something. Anyways, those are where I would be going if I want some big, chunky, easy coins. Now, I think the best performers, PAL, Destra, easy choices. If we're looking at some big chunky gains without getting too dirty. Another one I just added recently, Palm AI. I think Veracity is really underplayed right here. ZKML really underplayed. And if you want a deeper list of coins, this is all I'm going to get into in this video. And I'm not going to describe how each of these coins work because we've already had a long enough video right here. But I'm just giving you some places to look at and start diving into in the AI market. Now, if we're looking at gaming, this is actually where I'm most excited and everybody is most not excited if they don't know what's going on. So let me type this in. Okay. All right. So look, gaming is the most slept on thing in all of crypto right now. And I have a huge gaming video coming up next week. So you should really investigate gaming before I spill the beans on it next week. Why? So AI is by far the most hype driven narrative. Why are people going to invest in AI? Because NVIDIA is up, so these will go up as well. All right. And that's really the only amount of investing logic you really need in crypto. This space is fucking retarded. It's the dumbest place in all of investing. You are in the absolute cesspit of finance. Welcome, come, rub the poo on your body, bask in the piss. But the thing is, gaming's actually about to grow up and become a mature investment in crypto. Oh, whoa. We've actually made one thing in the entire history of crypto that works. Let me explain. So gaming and blockchain technology is paired with games like peanut butter and jelly. I would compare it very closely to online gaming. For example, remember when online gaming was just starting to happen and you could just log into random servers and there'd be people there with racial slurs as their names and there'd be people with, you know, names of like a dog named Cock as their player names. You remember just back in the day when the internet online gaming was just disgusting? No one really thought it was going to be that big back then. For example, when Doom started using the internet for players to fight each other, and everybody thought it was like a cool novelty, but no one was like, this is the future. Let's invest in online gaming companies. Imagine if you invested in online gaming companies then, or maybe the next 10 years after that. So saying blockchain and gaming isn't going to happen is like saying online access and gaming isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's a far better way to organize data, ownership. And when people think about online gaming, they think of it like crypto degens and like NFTs and all the stupid stuff we saw before. No, it's just really a better way to organize code for games. That's it. That's all it is. Now, as AI becomes a bigger thing, and I'll talk about this more in the gaming video, the amount of games are going to be able to hit the market quickly and need some type of infrastructure for asset management is going to also skyrocket. So in the next year or so, we have so many great AAA, high quality level games in the market. Not this terrible stuff we saw last Blur and stuff that people are actually going to play. And the way people interact with blockchain in these games is completely seamless. You log in, you have a wallet, you have a chain connection, you're already trading and owning crypto assets without any interaction. There's no wallet sign up. There's no one pitching you some Ponzi and telling you to store all your money on BlockFi. It's just straight up like playing any other game. And once this happens, the demand for crypto gaming infrastructure is going to go parabolic. And when that happens, every game in the space is going to get untold amounts of speculation. So where do we want to look at in this space? Immutable X is going to be the leader here. Very simply. I'll explain more in the next video. I'm not going to get into the actual je ne sais pas in this video because we've been talking too long. Beam, just B and Beam. B and Beam. And then Super. If I'm making the three horsemen of the apocalypse, which should technically be four, but you know, whatever. We got the editor here to fact check me. These are what I'm going to just build my basic game portfolio of. And Super's at such a good place right now to buy. Beam is at such a good place to buy right now. It's down, I think, 70% from its all-time high. Superverse a little bit more. And the thing about Super is it stayed incredibly strong. It only capped out this year at $1.43. Now it's at 88 cents. This thing just wants up. And everything that Elliott is doing over at Super, the infrastructure has been building. This thing's about to go from being like one of the like mid coins to one of the top coins up here. So I'd be all in Super. Super is my biggest bag, by the way. And this is something I've been holding for just infinite amounts of time because I have ultimate faith in Elliott and what he's doing. Echelon Prime, also fantastic. If you want a good combination of AI and gaming, I think it's going to be really happy as well. Neural AI combines gaming, AI together. Very good. Another coin I think is going to do really well is going to be Sidus and Cetify. Also a close, Miri is at such a good buy point as well right now, but Sidus and Cetify, I'm having trouble finding Sidus right here, are going to do super well because they encapsulate everything that's going on in gaming. These companies have just basically wrapped up everything that's doing well in crypto, AI, seed investing, game dropping, actual games. They've wrapped them all up in the coins that I think they have great pumponomics. That means they're going to pump very well when the run actually gets going. Big Time, I think, will get a lot of action. I don't own Big Time. I think Illuvium will get a lot of action. And what you need to understand about gaming when these things actually start to take off is all these coins down here. Like this is the real strategy. All right, you want crypto investing 101. Step 1, come to coin market cap. Step 2, pick overhyped market you see influencers talking about. Step 3, scroll to the very bottom of the page. Go to page 2. YOLO life savings into these coins. Okay, don't do that, but for real, that was a very valid strategy last run. That was an excellent strategy. Find coin related to gaming with terrible market cap, throw money into it. And how could I forget right here? Carrot is going to be probably one of the biggest leaders. I have infinite faith in Carrot. And then Sidus, like we mentioned before, is right here. Carrot's at an insane buy point. This is the stupidest market cap for a coin like this I've ever seen. You also have Pixelmon. You have Off the Grid coming out. You have Nyan. It's stupid the amount of good stuff that's coming. It's like we're at a soccer game right now, okay? And there's a guy kicking penalty kicks. And if he just makes one penalty kick, we all get outlandishly rich. But the thing is, he has 20 penalty kicks. So he just has to make one, okay? If one of these games hits, it's going to be juicy. And I think Off the Grid is going to lead the way in this. It's very cool. Moontropica also has the memeage behind it. Moontropica is at a great buy point right now, too. The team behind it's great. The cult, it is a cult behind it that I think is going to do very well. I'm going to get into more of these in the gaming video that's going to be here next week, so be sure to subscribe. On top of that, follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker because, again, I mentioned what I'm looking at in industries and stuff like this way sooner on there. So that's where I'd be looking at, and that's kind of the overview of what I think is about to happen in the market. To sum it up, Bitcoin probably going to be pumping here really soon. If it doesn't, it's just going to not do anything for another 6 months, which is not great, but it's fine. We can wait. Utility coins are going to make a comeback. Solana, AVAX, Tron, and other coins I mentioned going to do very, very well. The infrastructure underneath it. I think Uniswap is going to become ginormous as well. Big chunky top AI coins, just get them. IMX, Super, Beam, just get them. Look into those industries I talked about. If you follow that roadmap I just gave you, I think you're going to do so damn well in this run. And I think from these points right here, you can do almost what we did in November. Now look, November last year, no one won any chunk of crypto. So if you got in those prices when we did, you're still super up from them. Congratulations. But that wasn't the gain we were looking for. That last pump we saw is not the gains we're looking for. The gains we're looking for are coming up right now. And while the buy points right now aren't as good as what we saw back then, they're really good. And crypto still has almost no mainstream interest. If you look at the search volume, views on YouTube, everything, people aren't playing yet. So I don't know how to put this in any other way. There's definitely a risk on the table right now, but you have to take a damn risk. And I think it's way riskier to be out of the market right now. So these are my thoughts on the market. I've been talking way too long. I don't have anything else to say. Follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker. Linked at the end of this video, there's an overview of my AI coins, and there's also a big overview of crypto gaming that I made a few years ago before it's become huge. That will give you the whole download of what I'm thinking. Watch those videos. They're better than this one. This has been a real low quality banger. I got other things to do. Goodbye.